Hi, my name is Hadia Sheerazi, and I'm an international student from Pakistan, and I'm studying Sustainability Management and Conflict Resolution at the School of Professional Studies at Columbia. So my Columbia story actually starts in September of 2014 when I went to the Equator Prize ceremony, which is a UN awards event at Lincoln Center. And that night, I was incredibly moved by these powerful stories of indigenous communities from around the world that were reclaiming their lands and their way of life and standing up to indiscriminate and reckless environmental degradation and pollution. That night was also inspiring because I heard the stories of women who are championing sustainability and environmental justice from around the world. That night literally changed the trajectory of my life, because I went home and I looked up the Earth Institute's website and I applied to the Masters in Sustainability Management program the very next day. And in 3 months, I had started my Columbia story and my sustainability journey. So currently I am a youth ambassador for Girl Rising, for the One campaign, and formerly I was a youth ambassador for Half the Sky and A World at School. My research, writing, and advocacy work mainly focuses on sustainability, climate change, gender equality, disaster risk reduction, and the intersections of all these areas when it comes to peace and security. So 3 of the main projects that I worked on this past year, one was on teaching the Sustainable Development Goals to young children, so primarily elementary and middle school age children. And I would love to be able to work on this curriculum this summer so I can go into schools in New York City and teach the goals to the future generations who will really be inheriting the work that we are doing in these 15 years. The second project is a fellowship through the Sustainable Development Solutions Network, where 60 young fellows from around the world will work on sustainable development goals in 52 cities. My project focuses on improving the safety and sustainability of the New York City subway system. I hope to make it safer for the women that use it to get to where they need to go every day, and also look at how we can take into consideration environmental factors when we look at how we clean this massive subway system that moves millions of people across New York City daily. And the third project focuses on women, peace, and security. This project is especially near and dear to my heart because 2 summers ago I had the opportunity of meeting several permanent representatives to the United Nations, many of whom are women, and incredible leaders who are taking the initiative of really bringing gender equality to the front and center of issues that are discussed in the General Assembly as well as the Security Council. This project will primarily focus on conducting interviews, gathering their stories and anecdotal evidence to show that women's presence at peace tables, at negotiating tables, makes all the difference when it comes to be able to achieve sustainable and lasting peace. One of the most memorable moments last year was when we had Nobel Peace Laureate Lema Bowie come to speak at the Sustainable Peace Conference at Columbia. And for me, it was like my life had come full circle because I had met her 2 years ago at an event where we were honoring her for her work on women, peace, and security. And she had said several inspiring things, but one of them was that you can't spend pennies on peace and expect results, and that more women needed to be involved in the peace and security sphere. And her words had really resonated with me and stayed with me. And so it's really incredible that now, this year, I'm finally working on this massive research project around women, peace, and security. And she's actually going to be the executive director of the Women, Peace, and Security Initiative at AC4 at Columbia. And that's how you know that here at Columbia, you have the ability not just to create a future, but you have the ability to change existing fields and essentially change the course of what our history will look like.